Welcome to Current Perspectives Worldwide, where we bring you comprehensive insights into the latest global developments. In today's video, we delve into the escalating Israel-Hamas conflict, examining recent events, negotiations, and the international community's response. From the breakdown of talks to the release of hostages, and the renewed air raids, we unravel the complexities shaping this crisis. Stay tuned as we navigate through the narratives, the humanitarian impact, and the diplomatic efforts involved. If you're new here, consider subscribing for timely updates on pressing global issues. Now, let's dive into the heart of the matter. Escalating Israel-Hamas conflict. The Israel-Hamas conflict has entered a critical phase, marked by the breakdown of negotiations and the resumption of hostilities. Hamas, according to Al Jazeera, declares an end to talks on a prisoner exchange until Israel halts its attacks and releases Palestinian captives. Israel, citing an impasse, recalls its Mossad negotiating team from Qatar. The renewed Israeli bombardment of Gaza has resulted in a staggering death toll of at least 15,207 Palestinians, with 1,200 casualties reported in Israel. The situation is characterized by conflicting narratives, with Israel's defense minister accusing Hamas of violating the truce and vowing to continue military operations until hostages are recovered. In response, Hamas blames Israel and the US for the breakdown in talks, escalating tensions and casualties, particularly among civilians. UNICEF condemns the ongoing war on children, emphasizing the devastating impact on Gaza's civilian population, while the International Committee of the Red Cross highlights dire humanitarian conditions. The United States, represented by Vice President Kamala Harris, opposes the forced relocation of Palestinians and emphasizes the need for a political solution. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken sets clearer expectations for Israel, urging adherence to international humanitarian law. As the conflict intensifies, border clashes between Israel and Hezbollah occur, and humanitarian aid efforts face challenges due to ongoing violence. The situation remains complex, with differing perspectives on the causes of the breakdown in negotiations and the subsequent resumption of hostilities. The focus is on the immediate humanitarian crisis, with a critical need for a diplomatic resolution to prevent further loss of civilian lives and suffering. complexity and volatility of the situation. International actors, including the United States, remain pivotal in shaping the path toward a sustainable resolution that addresses the humanitarian crisis and prevents further loss of innocent lives. International community responds to escalating Israel-Hamas conflict. As the Israel-Hamas conflict intensifies, the international community has responded with a mix of concern, condemnation, and calls for a diplomatic resolution. United States, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris, during a meeting with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, asserted that the United States would not permit the forced relocation of Palestinians, emphasizing the need for a political horizon led by a revitalized Palestinian Authority. Harris discussed post-conflict planning in Gaza, including reconstruction, security, and governance. The U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, set clearer expectations for Israel, urging adherence to international humanitarian law. United Nations, UNICEF has condemned the ongoing war on children, highlighting the devastating impact on Gaza's civilian population, particularly children. The International Committee of the Red Cross has expressed concern about the dire humanitarian conditions in Gaza, emphasizing the need for a meaningful humanitarian response. European Union. While individual European leaders have not issued a unified statement, there is growing concern within the European Union regarding the escalating conflict. Several European nations have called for an immediate ceasefire and a return to negotiations to prevent further civilian casualties. Regional players. Egypt, a key mediator in the conflict, has been involved in talks and expressed concern about the situation. Other regional players, including Qatar, have been engaged in mediation efforts, and their influence is critical in finding a diplomatic resolution. United Nations Security Council. The United Nations Security Council has held emergency meetings to discuss the escalating conflict, with members expressing deep concern over the rising casualties and the breakdown of negotiations. Efforts are underway to reach a consensus on a unified response. While the international community recognizes the complex nature of the conflict, there is a growing consensus on the urgency of finding a diplomatic solution to prevent further loss of civilian lives. Diplomatic channels remain active, with calls for an immediate ceasefire and renewed efforts to bring both parties back to the negotiating table. The evolving response reflects the international community's commitment to addressing the humanitarian crisis and promoting stability in the region. Thank you for joining us on this in-depth exploration of the escalating Israel-Hamas conflict. As tensions persist and diplomatic efforts continue, it's crucial to stay informed and engaged with the evolving situation. If you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell, so you never miss an update. Share this video with others who might benefit from understanding the complexities of this ongoing crisis. Your feedback and insights are always welcome in the comments section below. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay connected.